So I got a dead ass serious question for y'all. Do I look suspicious right now? I mean, if you saw me slamping, standing here with my Skittles, walking down the street, would you feel intimidated? Would you feel like I'm off to go do something? Because this is pretty much the exact thought that cost a kid his life. In case you've been living under a rock and don't know, or you're somewhere where they don't want to talk about these sort of things. Arizona. I'm talking about Trayvon Martin. Now, this kid, as the story's been told so far, and again, I'm willing to admit there are two sides to every story. But this kid basically was walking down the street, going to get him some Skittles and an iced tea. I have an iced tea for y'all, but Skittles I have going and I drunk the iced tea, but that's a whole other story. But anyway, he was going to get him a Skittles, iced tea, watching NBA game. I think it's the All-Star game, matter of fact. And this guy, Mr. I don't even know this prick's first name, Zimmerman, neighborhood watch, aka asshole with a gun, decides that he's going to follow him. Why? Because he's walking down the street with a hoodie and he looks suspicious. And the story ends with some form of altercation. The details of that are still sketchy, but end of the day, this kid ends up dead. Zimmerman shot him. Now, before I go into everything that I feel about this case, let me first start off by saying that I've lived in a pretty rotten neighborhood the vast majority of my life. And I happen to know that usually when the guys in my area who are gonna go out and do some dickhead shit, they usually have on a hoodie. So, in the beginning when I asked, do I look suspicious? If you said yes, I wouldn't be pissed at you. Because there's certain times when I see people walking around with a hoodie. If I'm walking down the street and there's a bunch of dudes with your hands jammed in your pocket, walking fast, looking around, looking like they're about to take off running, okay, I would consider that looking suspicious. But I'm not going to say the hoodie in themselves make them look suspicious. It's just their actions make them look suspicious. The thing that's killing me here is, there are a lot of innocent minority youth being killed by law enforcement and now by Joe average racist dickhead on this you look suspicious thing, or you fit the description. And it's bothersome. Let me take this thing off because it's hot as hell. It's bothersome to me because, it's kind of like the company line now. You look suspicious. I've been stopped and searched and grabbed up by the cops more times than I care to count. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I've been stopped 100 of those times, I may have had on a hoodie 5 of them. Hoodie does not equal suspicion. It shouldn't equal suspicion. You should be able to wear whatever the hell you want. If your actions make you look suspicious, that's one thing. If I'm walking down the street and I got a bulge in my pocket this big, and I got my hand jammed in, and all this stuff, okay, say I look suspicious. Say he looks suspicious. But don't just look at, hoodie, he's up to something. It's a February day in Florida. Florida's warmer than most places. Even if, 40 might seem warm to me. I'm here in New York. 40 is like a blizzard to them. Could be why you're wearing a hoodie. I guarantee Trayvon was not the first person that Mr. Zimmerman seen with a hoodie. I'm wondering, what make him follow this guy? Even after the cops, he calls the cops because he still feels the dude suspicious. And the cops tell him to back off, and he doesn't. And then there's an altercation, and I was just looking on something on Yahoo today. Zimmerman's people are finally speaking out. His lawyer, who's a stuttering idiot. I don't care what anybody says. When the lawyer starts stuttering, he's lying. Okay, when the lawyer's lips moving, he's lying, but especially when he starts stuttering, he's lying. And his lawyer basically stuttered his way through saying that Trayvon attacked him first, and he walked up to Trayvon and asked him what he's doing here. No, actually, I'm hearing that Trayvon stopped and asked why you follow me, which I would do. I'm sure most of you would do. If you're walking down the street minding your business and you notice this dude following you, who, by the way, I mean, if I'm walking down the street and some dude starts following me, hey, he looks suspicious. That's a whole other story. And he starts following me, and I ask him why he following me. He comes out of his face with, what are you doing out here? And I can tell it's strictly because I'm a minority. I'm liable to punch this dude in the face. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But it's like, I just don't get how it is that this dude's not arrested. Nothing. And it's like, no, it's one thing when the cops get away with the company line. Oh, he looks suspicious. I thought he had a gun, We have a lot of dead innocent people on that one. Sean Bell, the name one. Been a couple. There have been like 2 or 3 out here in the last, couple of months. It's becoming commonplace. And what I worry about is that as a people, black, white, black, Latino, whatever, we're starting to accept this, and we really shouldn't. Hoodie should not equal suspicion. I can tell you firsthand that there's certain people saying, well, if you didn't wear a hoodie, you wouldn't look suspicious, and this wouldn't happen to you, and that is absolute bullshit. I have looked suspicious in my hoodie. I have looked suspicious in a tank top. I have looked suspicious in a fucking UPS uniform. I have looked suspicious in a suit coming from a funeral. It's the company line. It's how they cover their ass. And it's one thing when law enforcement does it. But now, Joe Average Dickhead is able to do it now. Anybody in Florida who can buy a gun, which pretty much narrows down to anybody in Florida who can find the fucking gun store, is now able to use this line. And I guarantee you, if little Timmy down the block got popped on some you look suspicious, the only thing they got to go on is a hoodie and some fucking Skittles, somebody will be looking to put a stop to it. If Newt Gingrich's kid, or what's this other prick running for president, one of their kids got popped for wearing a hoodie on some you look suspicious, somebody will looking to stop this shit. But when it's a Trayvon, when it's a Malik, when it's a Tyrone that gets popped for nothing more than wearing a fucking hoodie, then they try to make it that person's fault. No, they're going to the fact that Trayvon was out there because he was suspended from school. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Did the principal put a hit out? If the principal didn't put a hit out on Trayvon, then that has nothing to do with anything. But we see it done time and time again. Innocent person gets popped. He's 20. Well, back when he was 8, he stole some fucking cookies out the cookie jar, so maybe he was justified in getting shot. It's bullshit. We need to stop it. Let's be honest. There's an 800-pound gorilla in the room, and nobody wants to talk about it. If this had been some Justin Bieber looking kid walking down the street with the same hoodie on, with the same, having the same conversation on the phone, with the same bag of Skittles, with the same fucking, bottles of iced tea, he'd be alive today. Meanwhile, you know it, I know it, and anybody with 2 eyes knows it. If Trayvon had been walking down the street in a tank top, if he'd been walking down the street in a 3-piece suit, if he'd been walking down the street in a fucking tutu and some stretch pants, he'd have still gotten killed by Zimmerman. And we all know it. The only problem is like, Zimmerman followed this guy first off because he just felt like he had the authority he could. But second of all, he didn't fear any consequence. Every neighborhood has that person who if you see them start moving because the bullets are liable to start flying. And I guarantee you, if it had been that guy who walked past Zimmerman, he could have walked past him with a hoodie on, scratching his dick with his gun. Zimmerman wouldn't have followed him. But somebody who can make him feel like he got brownie points, some skinny twig of a kid, all of a sudden, no, you get brave because you don't fear the consequence. And if the worst happens, and the worst did happen, all he has to do is say, well, he looks suspicious. He fit the description. No, we can't all, he fit the description of what they view as suspicious. He definitely does. But stop saying it's a hoodie. Stop saying it's baggy clothes. Stop saying it's no skinny jeans. Stop saying it's bandanas. Call it what it is. Suspicion is another word for black for a lot of people out there. And we need to do something about it. I mean, there's so much backlash, and there's still a second side of the story. And like, I don't believe a damn thing that's going to come out of Zimmerman's mouth or anybody else's mouth, because they've had a whole month to put together what their story is going to be before it's even official. What kind of bullshit is that? If Trayvon had killed Zimmerman, we'd probably at Trayvon's fucking sentencing with April coming up. This dude hasn't even been fucking arrested yet. Give me a break. You know, it's just asinine to me. It's like, I'm not gonna believe anything that really comes out of that side, but there are two sides of the story, and I do want to hear it. But I'm sorry, I'm just losing it here. I just don't get how we can let this be. I mean, there's been a lot of backlash coming back. Like, I looked in the paper today, and this guy is claiming he's scared for his life, and a hit's been put out on him. And while I think a hit is extreme, even if you're a dickhead, I think life is valuable. I would much rather see Zimmerman sit in jail for 25 years with some big muscle-bound suspicious guy fucking him in the ass every night. But that's just me. I don't want to see I think that like sending somebody else to jail, avenging this, is just counterproductive for us as a people, for us as a country. It makes no sense. That having been said though, the hit does have a value. You know what it is? Consequence. Now, I'm not saying I hope that somebody pops Zimmerman to collect this 10 grand. It's a lot of money, I'd probably do it. But still, I'm not saying I hope that it happens. But if someone did pop him to collect that money as a bounty for what he did, the next dickhead that wants to follow somebody thinking that a hoodie is what makes them suspicious and them being black gives them the right to do it, will have something in their head that law enforcement, a lot of these faggot gangs out here, and people like Zimmerman don't have in their mind when they do this shit. Consequence. If there's no consequence, why wouldn't you do something? That's all I got for tonight. Hope you enjoy it. My name's Lou Moore. This is my new segment, the blog. Yeah, I said it.